Clear to play.
Chris, Jay, they're all one-syllable names, and mine is definitely not, so it just doesn't quite sound right. Anyway, aside from that, I've been reading over all of the comments that you left on that original video I put up about the 1500 point list, or 1500 point army. Anyway, I'm going to go over these. So just a couple of the longest ones, the biggest ones there. Gosford, one of the, if I'm pronouncing that, or if that's how it's supposed to be. Owen, altogether easy to use support choice. Crossbowman, your single best. Yeah, small unit of shades, and Sorceress. Yeah. I love crossbows. I have a few crossbowmen. They weren't in that list, or they were in that group, but there weren't very many of them. I plan to get more. I also I have a Sorceress. She wasn't even assembled at the time of that first video, but there will be magic. And yeah, that's what I plan to use. I mean, Dark Elves and magic goes hand in hand. Along with that, a lot of people have been commenting, first one, Yurda Hill.
Oh really? So I should have just hid from you.
I don't know. Comment, write it out. Anyway, Cauldron of Blood. Cauldron of Blood is awesome. Tried one in the game the other day. It was just a bit of a proxy thing, seeing how it worked. And oh, I love it. I love it. +1 attack with 10 Cold One Knights at strength 6. And Skaven don't have a chance. But anyway, yeah, Cauldron of Blood, bringing in some Battle Standard Bearer. Bolt Throwers come up a lot. Some of you are saying that they're really good. Some of you are saying that they're not very good. I've tried them once and twice. They do it. They don't really do a lot. I used them. They're okay at sniping monstrous creatures, like shooting at the other things that are coming after my Hydras. But I'd rather just bring another Hydra. Which, speaking of which, there's a comment on there, and I'll find it in a moment probably, about how I brought a dragon in a 1500 point list. No, I didn't. I bought the dragon before I knew about how many points it was. I usually run it as another Hydra, because Hydras are sweet. And yeah, it's kind of cheesy because you bring 2 Hydras. There's ways to get around them. There's lots of magic, there's cannons. Everybody's got magic and cannons. That'll work. But yeah, let's see what else. What we got here? Cold One Chariots, Bolt Throwers, Manticores, named characters. Avoid those. These are all from... Oh, my mistake. Godford left that comment. Freaking... Anyway, lots of good advice though coming up in the comments, so definitely keep that up. There'll be a few more videos up there of basically an overview of what I've got, what I like. Anyway, Shades, tried those. They are definitely pretty sweet. Ballistic skill 5, ballistic skill 6 on the squad leader there, running around sniping with their crossbows, killing crews. I was reading a good trick, Assassins, that came up a couple times, about Dark Elves and Assassins. Now, I don't like Assassins. I tried a few of them when I first started playing. And it's really cool to be like, yeah, I have an assassin, and he comes out and he misses 2 attacks, and then he wounds once, and they die, or they save it, whatever, but then he gets run over by the chariot, or whatever it was he jumped out to stop. Or you forget that he's there. Well, I forget that he's there. I'm sure everyone remembers, but anyway, I didn't really like him, but I did see a neat thing where you can put an assassin with a group of shades, and you can scout the shades, or infiltrate, or whatever the special rule is, I can't remember right now, so that they're within 12 inches of an enemy models or enemy units. And then what you do is on turn 1, you take that assassin and have him basically come out in that unit, because he has to come out within 2 inches of it because they're skirmishers. So you have him appear 2 inches closer to the units on the other side. So you're really 10 inches away from the enemy right there. And from there, you can basically charge turn 1. 10-inch charge, rolling 5 on 2d6, you're there. What do you think of that one? I mean, it's just me looking at it and what I can see here. But like I said, I don't really like Assassins, and that's really expensive to go diving in turn 1. At the same time, though, you can usually get out of the front arcs. So, That's what I'm thinking. I don't like harpies. I see these a few times. Get harpies, they're great. Either intercepting or cutting off charges. I've had that kind of reasoning a lot with Tau and 40k, and I know that they're not the same thing, but spending points to protect points that I could just spend more on that would kill something doesn't make sense to me. If I'm going to bring something, then I might as well bring something that I expect to kill something else with. If I'm bringing something just to protect something else that can kill something, then I'm not bringing a good list. So that's what I'll be doing. I don't think I'll get harpies. Probably eventually. I say that now, but I probably will at some point just to have them. Dark Riders. I want to run an all cavalry list. I want to have all Dark Riders and Cold One Riders, but I just don't have it now. Corsairs. I don't like them. There isn't really a point that I can see to bringing them. Yes, they're slightly better at not getting hurt from range with the extra save over the one extra save for 4 points. 1 extra save and 1 extra attack. That's quite a bit, yeah, a lot of extra attacks, but that's 4 points a guy. So for the cost in Spearmen that I could bring, I would lose an attack, but for every 2 guys, I'd have an extra guy. So for every 2 Spearmen, I have a 3rd Spearman for the price of Corsairs. Or I can bring crossbows. And crossbows are amazing. Like, I can't stress how much I love these guns. Because you can just sit there, you give them shield as well. So they're basically an infantry character, only he's also got a gun. So you can just sit there and shoot, stand back, rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. They come closer, cut them down just like everyone else. And my latest tactic is sit a sorceress. And then, speaking of sorceress, well, I get sidetracked here again. Why shadow magic over dark magic? Like, shadow's really good. It's got this pendulum, it's got the pit of shades. Mind Razor seems amazing if you actually get that off. Withering, like, enfabling, just lowering stats is always sweet as well, but dark magic kills a lot of stuff. Like, you start getting those spells off, and explosions, and sucking up wounds, and everybody in the unit takes hits, and strength tests everywhere. Prove me wrong. Like, tell me why, or give me a good strategy with dark magic, and I'll definitely try it out. Soon, when I get these guys all painted up, I will be looking for opponents, so I think they're going to be doing a video of that, so you'll probably see something in the next little while. If not, I'll definitely let you know, but leave comments below, let me know what you think. There's a lot of things about fighting lizard men, and that they would kill hydras, and I don't doubt that they could. I mean, I actually don't know. I've never played against lizard men, I've never even seen lizard men play, but I would love to play lizard men. I'd love to play every army. As it stands, I haven't played enough. I've only played Empire, Bretonnians, Orcs, High Elves, more High Elves, more High Elves, Skaven Dwarves. Freaking High Elves. I don't like High Elves. Don't message me if you play High Elves. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But, yeah. Honestly, I like the advice. I'm really glad that a lot of people had something to say about it. But, yeah. Magic is definitely going to be added. Probably level 2 sorceresses, because I'm a big fan of Dreadlords, and honestly, I don't see the need for a level 4. I'd rather bring probably 2 or 3 level 2s, or 3 maybe 1 3 and 2 2s or something like that, depending on the points, of course, because I'm not lucky at all when it comes to channeling or any rolling, which it sucks, but that's the way it is. Every now and then it goes well, but anyway, yeah, running magic, lots of shooting, and Cold One Riders, because I love Cold One Riders. No, they're not the greatest. Yes, they're very expensive, but they're so cool looking. You got one right here. He's on a giant lizard. Oh. And no, they're not Hydras, and no, they're not Dreadlords, which this is not. But I like it, because it's an incubi. which you probably can't see, but they're sweet. And Dark Elves are cool. I mean, yeah, there's other stuff in their book here. Like, as I said, Cauldron of Blood is definitely going to be on my list. Definitely. Probably getting one of those as soon as possible. Some more sorceresses. I'm just going to call them sorcerers. Okay? But, yeah. Yeah, it'll be pretty fun. Like I said, leave more comments. Let me know what you want to see. I'll see what I can do. Gonna get some bat reps going soon. Just finishing up this armor here. And more crossbows. Not gonna get harpies, not for a while. Probably the same with assassins. Probably won't get my corsairs. Shades, definitely gonna be getting them. Witch elves though. They've got no save. Like, do you protect them? Is that what you're saying here? Like, or do you just bring so many it doesn't matter if they die? I don't. They're going to be competing with Shades, Cold One Knights, Cold One Chariots, which I want some of those. I know there's no model right now, but got ideas for that. And Blackguard, who I don't see how 20 guys can make that big a difference, but if enough people have said here that they do, then it's worth looking into. So I'm going to be bringing them. I'm going to try them. I'm going to see how this goes. But yeah, oh yes, you can bring the one lady to make them core. Which I guess if they were core, you could bring them all instead of crossbows. But it seems to me like you'd be really risking everything on them not being a shooting army. Because I would see a witch elf group, like if you brought an army of witch elves and I brought an army of crossbows, I'd win just because I'd gun you down before you got to me. You'd probably kill me if you made it there, which you're a bit faster and you've got poison and a frenzy. Oh, you've got frenzy. 3 attacks. Then you bring a blood cauldron and give them killing. Maybe. Well, I guess that makes sense. But still, they're not as cool as Cold One Knights, and Shades seem pretty amazing. Maybe the beat out a chariot. I'll try them. I'm gonna try it all. Probably gonna get a bolt thrower, just for smaller games. Definitely gonna be getting another Hydra, so I don't have to use my dragon as a Hydra. Don't like proxies, but I want to get Malekith. Has anyone ever played a game with Malekith in it? I have not. I mean, at 600 points, he's crazy expensive, but it seems like he's got to be worth it. Like, they're not going to charge you that much for just a beefed up Dreadlord, right? Right? I'm not surprised if they do. What else we got here? More comments. More machines. Shields and warriors. I like the 5-up horde. Bring it. Yeah. Oh, and all the people asking about Tau, not really doing 40k. I mean, 6th edition. Maybe when they get a new book, maybe. But fantasy, all fantasy. Yeah, Dave, Dan, Matt, Joe, Chris, Jay. It's all one syllable. Owen is not. MiniWarGaming Owen. Something else. Some other title. Or Owen, or just MiniWarGamer. I don't know. Help me out here. Comments. Bring hordes. Brings a lot of corsairs. Yeah. I have Spearman. Speaking of which, as I read your comments here by Take the Brain. That makes sense. Reading the whole world where it fits it. Yeah. Anyway, bring them in hordes. Hordes I like. I like that you get that extra attack, but I like I said, I don't like corsairs. And I don't plan on bringing spearmen in big enough groups that it can justify it, because if they're coming in big groups, they're going to have a sorceress in there eating them all, or sacrificing them all. My favorite number so far is 7 across, because most people will have 5 rank models, which means when I charge them or they charge me, the guys on my left and right get an extra attack, as well as the guys in the second, and on the 3rd rank, the 3rd one. It's an additional between 4 and 6 attacks. Just because. That being, yeah, if they have a horde, then I'm at the short end, but At the point range that I'm playing at right now, which it'll probably change as it gets larger, but that mine will change, of course, as it gets larger. 7 across, 4 deep, more or less, really is the way to go that I've seen. But I'm also starting to really look at just bringing crossbows, even crossbows in regular ranks, like 7 across, 3 deep, and using them just as regular infantry, only moving up and shooting. Or just a giant gun line. 2 guys deep, as far across as we can go, as many units as I can bring. And with Dreadlords mixed in to beat up everything they come across. I tried Dreadlord on a magic carpet. Quite a lot of fun.
Owen, you still have your Tau army?
Yeah?
Okay.
Other than the interruptions as Matt and them fight, I don't know, Nids and Tau. Something to look forward to, right? Yeah. No Tau. But anyway, yeah, Dreadlords. Dreadlords are fun. Oh, I love them. If it could be justified, like if I could bring like the Ring of Hotek and a bunch of Null Talismans, and just bring Dreadlords and just ignore magic. Like, it's really fun, and I love being able to just nuke a unit with the sorceress, but if I could get away with not having to do it, just running in and beating some other army to death, then that'd be great. Like when you play dwarves and you know that you don't need magic because they're not going to have it and they're going to nullify yours, then you can just bring a really group of beefy characters, like a Dreadlord and 2 heroes and 2 groups of spearmen, and then just run up the board, or a blackguard, or executioners. I like executioners. They're very expensive, like crazy expensive, but they're fun. You bring a big horde of them. Yes, a horde of them. You put in your battle standard bearer. You bring in a Dreadlord in there, and then you've got always strikes first. Well, the one time I really used them, it was such a poorly designed army, but it was fun to use because it was 50 executioners with battle standard bearer in there, my Dreadlord in there, and with Lokir Failheart, the guy who gets an extra attack for each rank against a Bretonnian army, with Hydras on the flanks and then Dread Knights further out. The whole army charges these guys, and they just chewed them. They lost. Like, I ended up getting smashed because Bretonnians, like, when you get charged by 50 knights, you don't usually live, but I killed a good 30 of them on their way through. And no, they're not really feasible, but they're fun to use. So that's pretty much it. I've gone through most of these comments. Leave a comment below what you think of that. But moral of the story is Blackguard, Cauldron for sure, more crossbows for sure, and another Hydra. Happy wargaming.